What the hell are you doing?
I knew you'd show up.
Well, I can't let you wander around if Anthony's out to get you.
So you admit that you care about me?
Obviously.
Well, that's good. We're making progress.
As a friend, Kristina, I care about you as a friend.
Why can't you just admit that there's
You have a crush on me, okay? It's very flattering, but it's not worth either of us dying over.
No one's going to die.
That's what you thought last summer, isn't it? When you pretended to date Johnny to piss off your father? Do you remember what it felt like waking up after a car bomb nearly killed both of you?
Nothing like that is going to happen.
Why? Because Anthony's just some harmless old fool? Because he talks a little crazy, but he's not an actual threat?
You ran him off.
Yeah, and that made you feel really important, didn't it? So you thought, oh, why not? Let's do it again. And that was what you're hoping for, that Anthony would come show up?
Why are you being so harsh?
Because you are acting like a naive, selfish teenager. Too caught up in your own drama to realize that actual lives are at stake. Do you understand the concept of a hypothetical? Your mom uses them in court.
I may not have gotten into Yale, but yes, I can grasp the concept of a hypothetical.
Okay. Let's say hypothetically that Anthony got here before I did. There are no witnesses around, so he decides to even the score. A daughter for a daughter. Your family killed Claudia, so he will kill you. He has you grabbed. And now you're helpless. You're all 5 feet of you struggling against 2 huge guys who throw you in a trunk. And now you start to get really terrified because you realize that it's over. And maybe you have time to think about all the wonderful things you will never experience. Or maybe you're too terrified to think of anything at all. But when that trunk opens, you die. Just hope they were quick and painless.
Okay, I get it. It was stupid.
So now you're dead. Okay? If there is an afterlife, then you're in it, smiling down. Great. If not, then it's over. Nothing. Emptiness for you. But now think about Molly. Think about your brothers grieving for you. Think about Alexis blaming herself for not keeping you locked up at night. Think about Sonny. He will find out who killed you. Hell, Anthony will probably send him a picture of your cold, desecrated corpse. All because you wanted a little attention from me.
I don't want anyone to die. I just want us to be honest about how we feel. I
feel that you were too young for me. And you prove that every time you pull a stunt like this, every time you ignore the realities of your life.
Well, why don't you tell me the realities of my life since I'm so young and clueless?
Sonny is a ruthless, powerful, unstable, violent man, and his enemies are equally violent and unstable. And they will target him through you. So you don't live in the same world as your friends. In your world, you can very easily die.
I refuse to live my life in fear.
You know, maybe a little fear would be healthy for you. It would be a hell of a lot healthier for me. Or do you truly not comprehend the impossible situation that you have put me in? Look at the 3 ways that this romance you are trying to concoct in your head does not work.
Let's just forget that I ever texted you.
Okay, you know what? You started this. We are finishing it. Point number 1. Sonny's opposition.
Let me stop you right there. I love my father, but he does not control my life. I get that there's danger. I've known that my whole life, but I don't care. I'm going to live the way I want. I'm going to have the friends that I like. I'm not going to be my father's prisoner, and I'm not going to waste my time trying to make him happy because it just can't be done.
Have you ever tried? Even once?
He has this image in his head of the dutiful daughter. Perfect grades, does whatever she's told, even dresses the way that she's told. And maybe at some point I'd be allowed to go to college and get a job, but it'd have to be a job that my dad approved of. And if I ever got married, it would be to some guy that my dad picked out. Someone who's squeaky clean and respectable. How's that for irony?
So what, I'm supposed to be the antithesis to all that? Is that it?
You're you. Someone who I respect, someone who understands me. Someone who I thought liked me.
I do like you, Kristina. Just not the way you want me to.
Because my dad doesn't approve.
No, because your dad would kill me. And he'd be discreet about it. Okay? He wouldn't want trouble with all the remaining Spencers. He wouldn't want trouble with you. So I would just disappear one day. And really, who would question it? I wandered into town. I've been an outcast since I got here. I could just wander back out.
If you felt that way, then why did you defend me on the plane back from the Dominican?
Because I was upset. And I was really hungover.
I don't think you're afraid of my father. I think he's a convenient excuse.
Oh, and then there's Anthony. Okay? I just pissed off a very powerful man in your defense. Now, I don't regret it. Okay? I would do it again. But Anthony is perverse. He might have forgotten all about the disagreement, or he could be putting a hit out on me right now.
Well, I'll talk to Johnny.
I already have talked to Johnny. I told him to put a leash on his father. He said he'd try, but made it very clear that he doesn't control Anthony. And truth be told, I think Johnny's getting played.
Played how?
Anthony is keeping Johnny distracted while he works a bigger agenda. Now, I can't speak to the details, but I do know the end game. Anthony wants to dismantle your father piece by piece, grind him down to nothing, and hurting you or killing you are two great ways to accomplish that.
Maybe I should just leave and go to college in California.
Might not be a bad idea.
Would you miss me?
That brings me to point number 3. Even if Anthony was safely locked up in Pentonville and your father was a mild-mannered accountant, I still wouldn't date you, Kristina. You are too young.
I'm going to be 19
You are too young for me emotionally. Okay? Yes, you have lived through some very tragic things, but you've also been very sheltered. Now, I have been essentially alone, kicking around by myself since I was 15. I am hardened in ways you cannot comprehend. I have seen and done things you cannot imagine to survive. I am not the man for you. And besides, I'm interested in someone else.
Abby, you expect me to believe that after everything that we just said? I know that you care about me, Ethan, no matter how much you say that you don't. And for the record, I don't buy any of your 3 points. I know that you're pushing me away because you're trying to protect me, because you've decided that you're bad for me. But I don't believe it's true.
I need a woman, Kristina, not a petulant little girl.
You pride yourself on being a big liar, but you suck at lying to me.
As long as I'm going